You keep telling yourself you're waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right relationship, the right amount of money, the right version of you. But what if the thing you've been waiting for has been waiting on you? Because the hardest prison to escape isn't failure, it's familiarity. It's becoming so comfortable with surviving that you mistake it for living. You wake up every morning wearing a version of yourself that was built to survive yesterday's pain, and then you wonder why today's blessings don't fit. You say you want change, but before change comes something even greater: courage. The courage to believe again. Not believing your circumstances, not believing your own ability, but the courage to believe that your life can become something different than what you've settled for. The courage to finally admit that everything you've been doing to create the life you wanted has only gotten you this far. The plans, the control, the chasing, the proving, the constant trying to become someone. What if you've reached the end of yourself for a reason? What if the life you've been trying to so desperately build can only begin when you finally surrender? Because surrender isn't quitting, it's releasing the version of yourself that has been carrying the weight of becoming someone you were never created to be. It takes courage to stop fighting for control. It takes courage to lay down your pride. It takes courage to stop pretending you're okay. And it takes even greater courage to look yourself in the mirror and say, I don't want to stay the same anymore. Because that's where transformation begins. Not when life changes, but when you decide you will. That's when you stop chasing an identity and start pursuing the one who will reveal it. That's when growth begins. Not because you finally figured life out, but because you became willing to let go of everything keeping you from discovering who you truly are. Then healing begins. Not when life gets easier, but when you finally become honest enough to say, I'm stuck. Not because life happened to me, but because somewhere along the way I stopped moving. And that's an ugly place to be, because healing doesn't just ask you to move forward. It asks you to walk backwards first. Back to the conversation you buried. Back to the betrayal you never grieved. Back to the rejection you made your identity. Back to the little version of you that learned to build walls instead of trust. You have to revisit the places you swore you'd never return to. Not to live there again, but to finally leave. Because every wound you refuse to acknowledge eventually introduces itself as your personality. Then something strange begins to happen. As the pain loses its voice, you realize something else has been missing. You. Not the version everyone needed. Not the version that learned to perform for acceptance. Not the version built from fear, but the real you. The one buried underneath expectations, under titles, under trauma, under survival. You spent so much time trying to become someone that you never stopped to ask who you already are. Identity isn't something you create, it's something you uncover. It's peeling away every lie you've believed until all that's left is truth. And discovering who you are takes courage, because now you can't hide behind the excuses anymore. Now comes discipline, not the discipline that looks impressive online, the quiet discipline, the discipline to keep showing up when nobody applauds, to keep healing when nobody notices, to keep choosing growth when the old version of you is begging you to quit, to believe you're worth the effort, even on the days you don't feel valuable. Because discipline isn't punishment, it's an act of love. It's looking at yourself and saying, I'm not giving up on you this time. One honest decision, one hard conversation, one surrendered day at a time, and then, almost without realizing, purpose begins to appear, not because you went searching for it, but because purpose has always been waiting underneath everything that wasn't you. Purpose isn't found by chasing success. It's found when your identity and your obedience fully meet. When you stop asking, what can I become? and start asking, who was I created to be? Because the world doesn't need another imitation. It needs the person you were always meant to become. So maybe this season isn't punishment. Maybe it's an invitation to stop pretending. Stop carrying versions of yourself that no longer belong to you. Take inventory. Face what hurts. Rediscover your identity. Have the discipline to keep going. Believe that your life is worth rebuilding. And when you do, you won't just find purpose, you'll finally find yourself.